IZ Corp Radio, 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 IZ Corp Radio. IZ Corp Advertising. No ad too small. Competitive rates and sizes. Full page, $200. 8x10, 100 in black and white, 200 in color. Half page vertical, $120. You can get full pages, half pages, quarter pages, back page upon request, 1/16 of a page, cards, and this happens to be a product that fits your needs. So it's distributing through the fastest growing communities in the Upper East Side of Miami, which is now Midpoint. For those of you who haven't heard of Midpoint, it's fastest growing, it's crazy. Extends all the way out west, all the way to the Miami Beach. And you can get your advertising now. IZ Corp's leading advertising firms are the Sky High Beam and the Beautiful Ones. So contact IZ Corp Advertising. And at 305-804-7993. IZ Corp Advertising. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's me again, Mr. IBO Richards, a.k.a. Investor One. And you're listening to the segment of Smart Investor Society on IZ Corp Exchange Radio. Well, let's just get right into it. The market's in for a nice, it looks like it's getting a nice pullback that everyone's been waiting for. We still think it's because of what's going on in Europe where they're trying to regulate the internet, and it'll just show you if your schematics are serving you right and your research serves you right. Oh, by the way, I have to tell you, it's $25,000 per year annual prescription to become a member of the Smart Investor Society. Now, like we were saying, over in Europe, if your research is serving you or your fundamentals are serving you correctly, actually your technical, you would be looking at it on a major index. You could be looking at a 25%, which would make Europe half of that. If you divided that by half, that would put like a 10 to 11% correction, if that, because what is the weight of Europe in relationship to emerging markets and its surrounding partners, because that's just what we think it is. So let's jump right in here. And with that being said, we're going to go and get 50 shares of SPY at 242.60. I think it's way past that now, but that's where we're at. You're buying 50 shares of SPY at 242.60. I think it's a little more expensive than that, but that's where we got it. Okay. Now, with that being said, the focus today is simply not to just be caught up in the managing of the risk, but you want to be able to know yourself, and this will just lead us straight into the talk today about the trade, the overall trade. Before we do that. The headline today reads, Go VIX. So Friday, the VIX was at 1070. Now it went up to 1140. And I guess that's a sell signal. The VIX was low. I don't even consider that a VIX rally. I don't even think the market makers or anyone's realizing, there's no support and resistance here in this market anymore. It's a bull market. It's out of control. And I think it's going to run this way at least until 2024. And, it's like go VIX. You didn't even get $1 move on the VIX. So if those of you use VIX as a bellwether, it used to be a bellwether, but it's not. So knowing yourself as part of the trade, and, the market has become your opponent. It's against you, but you have to be in harmony with it. You can't take anything away from you that you don't allow to. If you look at the BUM index, where we just bought the other 50 shares of SPY, it's showing very true volatility. And from a psychological perspective, you wouldn't be able to accept that if you're not a professional or you're not part of the Smart Investor Society, being at what the market's doing today. A lot of people would argue, well, you just run from the front, run to the exit. But there's a direct correlation between the ability of what you're doing to build a portfolio and to maximize your profits from the portfolio, than what is, the next degree of what the market is going to do or what news is going to be released. And that is your main prime objective and constantly your focus. So you need to assess the beliefs about trading and about yourself, or else this just isn't for you. We're not one of those companies that just say, okay, we pick you up and we just run. One thing you learn from Smart Investor Society is we always stick to the basics. We like the KISS method. You don't do anything stupid, and you always refer to the ABCs. We can get extravagant and get out there with a bunch of crazy strategies and doing crazy things, but that's not what Smart Investor Society is about. Smart Investor Society is about taking the everyday average person and just turning them into a professional trader, and it's all psychological, and that's just what we do. And when you learn how to trade with us, or you learn how to gauge the stock markets with us, you can use that buying groceries, you can use it buying cars, you can use it just about anything else in society and in the economy. Here's an excerpt from one of my trade journals in 2008, and I just want to share this with you. He says, I am a professional trader. That doesn't mean you're a professional trader. I am a professional trader. I produce consistent, successful results when I trade. I make a reliable income through trading. I have the psychological agility necessary to execute trades in a manner that is consistent with my trading and my method and plan. I have the willingness to get out of my own way. I have the mindset that allows me to do what I need to do when I need to do it without hesitation, reservation, or internal conflict. I make losses much smaller than profits from my winners. My state of mind, quote, my state of mind cuts through the conflicts and contradictions that are so inherent with trading, enabling me to extract the maximum potential available from my methodology and to produce an income I can rely on. I cut my losses and let my profits run. This is a mental skill, not a technical skill that I have mistakenly assumed in the past. And, I forget where that comes from, but I had to put that together from my trading family when I first started because, I didn't know what I was doing. You understand? And days like this, you would blank your whole thing and you would miss out on a lot of opportunities. So, know yourself. Trading brings out what you really are. It's like, as people say not to say for those who drink or whatever, but people say when you get drunk, your real self comes out of you. When you're trading, when you're on that platform live with your own money, your real self comes out of you. It tells you who you really are and which way you're heading. So again, my name is Mr. IBO Richards, aka Investor One. You have been listening to Smart Investor Society segment on IZ Corp Exchange Radio. Thank you and have a great day.